Hi, is that Spencer?
Yeah, how you doing, mate? You alright?
I'm alright, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant. Just let you know, it's just myself today, Ray from MMA Mental. I know when you spoke with us before, you actually spoke to my former co-host Jay, so this is actually the first time I was speaking, so I was obviously excited to speak with you. So I just want to, first of all, say thank you for agreeing to come on to today's show.
Cool, and thank you for ringing me, and so I can talk on there. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Right, what we'll do is, because obviously this is the first time me speaking to you, I'm going to go a little bit into your background, which I know I'm sure we did before, but for obviously we've come on a long way since then. So for our new listeners, so obviously you are currently 9-3 on your pro record. Is that right?
10-3. They ain't updated it yet.
Okay.
I won on UCMA 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So they need to update that. They've not updated it yet.
Okay, I've got that off Sherdog. I'll send them a mail telling them off. So, congratulations on your win. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about that fight? We'll start off with that then. So, tell us who you were fighting and how that fight went.
I was fighting a guy called Cameron Ells. It was actually his first pro fight. He had 4 semi-pro and won them. So I had a lot of experience with him, but he was quite a dangerous fighter because he'd gone to the Pan Americans and it was a very good purple belt jiu-jitsu guy, and he'd done well in the big jiu-jitsu comp. So it's quite a good challenge, and I submitted him, which is how I wanted to beat him, just because he was a jiu-jitsu guy. I wanted to beat him at his own game, you know.
That's epic to beat someone like that at their own game. What submission did you win with?
Rear naked choke. I think I haven't had my 9th rear naked choke. I seem to get a lot of rear naked chokes. People just give me their back. Obviously, I've got a whole submission game, but it's submission that they give me a lot, so I'll take it.
So, are you like the Paul Sass of the rear naked choke?
Not quite that good yet, but yeah, getting there.
Well, congratulations on your win. That's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, we'll go back a little bit then. So do you want to talk to us a little bit, tell us what got you into mixed martial arts, then talk to us a little bit about who you train with?
Yeah, sure. Well, I originally was done boxing. I started when I was 14. I'd done judo before that, but judo was only a short thing, so I got into boxing at Dagenham Amateur Boxing Club down in Essex, and done really well. Sort of had a natural flair for it, and had natural power for a really small guy. So I took to that, and I gave that up when I was 18 due to I had a small back injury, which put me out for 2 years. And then after that, I found Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I watched the very early UFCs, watched Royce Gracie, and thought, I really want to learn Jiu-Jitsu. So I found a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school not far from me. Was really lucky. It was one of the first ones in the UK. Mark Alder was the instructor there. He trained at the with Royce Gracie and all them guys in America and brought it back. So I started training with him. And then I just got the Jiu-Jitsu bug and then competed all around the world, Brazil, America, took medals at the Pan Ams, the Worlds, done really well, right up to brown belt, which I'm currently still a brown belt now. And then I started teaching at my local gym, started teaching, and one day a promoter come in and offered me a fight on a small MMA show, so I took it. It was really a small show. It was like in a nightclub, real dingy little club in Kent. And the guy that I was fighting had pulled out, so they got me a replacement. And the guy they brought in was about 13 kilos heavier than me. That's my first fight. I just took it, got the win, and then got the bug for ever since. And then started competing in MMA from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mad way to obviously get in, especially fighting a guy so much bigger than you. Now, you said obviously you started out in boxing. Was you surprised, having done boxing, that how effective jiu-jitsu was? Yeah,
I come from a striking background, and I had good stand-up. So when I went in there, I thought I'd be like pretty good, but it's so completely different. I was getting tapped out left, right, and centre, and it opened up my eyes to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You come from a striking background, it's completely different on the ground. But I made sure before I went into MMA, I really did get good at the ground game.
Yeah, it amazes me that even now we have people who can't fight different areas of the sport, whether it be, the striking or the ground game. But you've got to be able to do something on the ground, even if it's just to defend, because, we've seen from the early days, jiu-jitsu is so effective, isn't it?
Yeah, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is, what made MMA famous, you know, Horace Gracie was the guy that, you know, evolutionised the sport, and you've got to have a ground game. No matter how good you are at striking, you have to have a ground game and a decent takedown defence. You know, I think nowadays all the guys that are good are really, really well-rounded. You know, they've got good stand-up, good ground, all athletic. They've all got good submission game, submission defences. All the fighters now are versed in everything. You know, you get a guy, everyone talks about how good he is as a striker, but 99% of the time he's got a good ground game as well. There's very few fighters come in there with just one skill set.
Yeah, it makes the sport so much more exciting as well, because you just don't know what to expect. Now, I know, like, we've tweeted back and forth, and I know we had you on the show a while ago, and when we talked to you, you were obviously 135, and you talked about dropping to 125. Did you make the move to 125?
I've had two fights at 125. One on CFC where I won the flyweight title, and that was a comfort fight. Then I had another fight on UCMA against Giorgio Andrews, and that was at 125 as well. I lost on points on that fight. Didn't perform on the night. Wrong game plan. I was the first guy to take in 3 rounds, and a lot of people said that was a good result. But for me, you know, I didn't perform, and I love a rematch, but I know you don't want a rematch with me.
So what? I mean, obviously, it's always hard with a defeat. What did you take from the defeat?
I took a lot. I looked past that fight. You know, there's a lot of talk. You know, that would have been a big win for me because he was undefeated. I knocked out Corey Tate earlier that year. And everyone was like, you know, you win this fight, you know, you can't be far off UFC, and lots of shit chat and talk. I thought got involved in the hype. There's a press conference. There's a lot of banter between me and him, a little bit of, like, not bad blood, but, you know, a lot of chit chat and talk. And I got involved in all that. It ain't really my style. And I went in there looking for a KO. I didn't look for nothing else. You know, there was points in the fight where I could have got submissions. I could have wrapped up points, but I was after one thing, and the KO, and it didn't come on the night. And I learned a lot from that, not to get emotionally involved in the fight, but also take whatever's on offer. Don't look for one specific way to win. So that's what I took a lot from that fight, and since then I've improved a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I know that when we spoke to you last time, it was not long after the Corey Tate fight. So I remember talking about, or listening to, because obviously I listened to the interview back, listening to you talking about Corey Tate. Now, I know there's been there's been an exciting development over the last few weeks with which promotion you'll be fighting next, and also who you will be fighting next. Do you want to shout that out now?
Okay, yeah, I'll be fighting on BAMMA, which I'm really excited about. You know, one of the biggest shows in Europe. It's in Birmingham as well. So that's going to be an awesome fight. And the person that gave me the fight is James Doolan, ranked number 4 in Europe, absolute animal. The guy's, you know, I respect him, and like, he's top of the food chain in Europe MMA. So it's a really big task for me to take on this guy, but you know, I like a challenge, and I'm up for it.
Yeah, we've actually, it's strange actually, because we spoke to you before on the podcast. We've actually spoken to Spencer on the podcast as well before, and obviously, you know, you're a great guy, and he's a really nice guy as well. But like you say, he's a very, very good fighter, and his partner's a very good fighter as well, funnily enough. So yeah, so are you obviously looking forward to the match with James Doolan? Do you feel this is a really big step up in competition for you?
Yeah, he's definitely the toughest guy I'm going to fight so far. He comes from a really good camp. You know, his camp awesome. He trains with McVeigh, and he's out Dinky Ninjas.
Yeah.
He's got awesome pie. You know, I was studying him, watching his video. He's got a really good clinch. And he's got a really underestimated ground game. The guy's very good on the ground, you know. He's won a lot of fights from submission, so he's very, very well-rounded. And he's got power as well, you know. He stops quite a lot of people. So on paper, it's a really exciting fight for the fans, you know. You know, a few people are talking about saying it's England versus Scotland and all that sort of stuff. And we're both finishers as well, so I think it's going to be a great, great fight for the fans.
I think it will. I think it will be a great fight as well. I think it's great that you're both getting the recognition that you deserve and getting the call up to BAMMA as well. Because I mean, BAMMA's doing big things, but they kind of need to build up now. They've put quite a lot of weight on Tom Watson's shoulders, and of course he's moved on. So it's now time to bring through some newer and some younger fighters. So I think it's great that that you and James are both getting called up onto the big show. Which BAMMA card are you on, and when do you know when that will be?
It's BAMMA. I think it's BAMMA 11, and it's on the 1st of December. So we've got 6 weeks counting down the training camp now. So it's about 6 weeks to go now. Training camp's going well. I've opened up a new gym at the same time down in Essex. It's called Origin MMA Academy, home of MMA Tennis Squad, and so that's opening this week. So I've got training campaign open in this gym at the same time. So very busy down here.
So how's the new gym going? Then talk about opening a gym. How's that all going?
Yeah, it's going really, really well. We've got a really, really strong team. We've actually got one of the best teams in Essex. You know, we've got like eight really good pro guys. 3 of us are champions at different shows, and we're doing really, really well. But we've always trained in like a very small gym area, no cage, just a ring and bags. Now we've got a new gym opening with a cage walls, all the stuff that we need to get to the next level. So with the new gym, our progression should get even better than what it is now. We've got some really good coaches there as well. You know, we've got P.I. is an ex-7-time wrestling champion. We've got Jez Lord, a Muay Thai champion, who works with us. Mark Walder, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, first guy to sort of bring it to the UK, working with us. And I've got my brother, who's an ex-pro boxer, doing the stand-up. So you've got pretty much a real solid team there. We just didn't have the cage and all that there. Now we have that. We've got a really good setup.
Yeah, that sounds excellent. And you said as well, you said about there being a few champions that you're training with as well. Who, out of interest, just to give them a shout out, who are the guys that you are training with? You mentioned your coaches. Who are some of the fighters you train with?
Dan Lawson's the CFC champion at the minute. He defends his title in 4 weeks' time. So good luck to him. He's got a really tough fight, a rematch. So I think he'll get revenge this time. He lost last time, but he's on a 5-fight win streak. So I reckon he'll go out there and do the business. And then we've got Carl Orris. He's been out a little while. He's another champion at our camp. Just on some smaller shows, but he's working his way up. And then we've got Makunga. There's a lot of talk about Makunga. He's only had 2 pro fights. He's won them both on UCMA and submitted a brown belt and a purple belt. And he's only been training a year and a half, so he's doing really, really well. And it has no background in nothing. So he's another one to watch out for. And then another young guy coming through is Danny Eli.
You've got some great guys. I mean, that's impressive coming out from no background and getting 2 submissions like that.
Yeah, exactly. Against with 2 high-level grapplers, and you know, a lot of people say they've not done nothing before. He comes to me like fresh, no fighting experience whatsoever. Just a keen young guy, and we've turned him into a bit of a beast now. And there's talk of him fighting on UCMA again, with Louis King. Hopefully that fight happens. That'd be a great fight.
So what, I mean, obviously, you know, you're one of the more established names on the UK scene, and you're working your way up. What's it like training and bringing people through like that and seeing them go on and do well as well? What does that do for you?
Well, it sort of what I like to do is sort of, as a coach, you know, you get a lot of coaches talk the talk and all that stuff. I like to lead the way, you know. We first started fighting on like smaller shows, and then as I got onto bigger shows, it opened up the doors for other fighters in my team, because you know, UCMA I fought on a few times, so now then they run me and asked if I had any other fighters, so then I've got my fighters on, so it sort of opens up doors for other people. Hopefully me getting on Bama opens up doors for more of my fighters to get on them shows, and seeing them win, like. When I'm doing their corner, I get more nervous for them than when I fight. It's much worse doing someone's corner than actually fighting yourself. I get very, very nervous when my guys fight. I don't get too nervous when I fight, but when they fight, it's nerve-wracking. But when they win, especially guys who, like, you know, come from no background, and you see their development and their progression, it's amazing. We've also got like some guys at our gym. I've got a friend of mine who lost both his legs, who's in a wheelchair, and he trains with me. And just to give something back to them sort of guys, you know, he's got more confidence, he's fit, he's strong, and that happened within a year. So it's good to see the progression, not just as fighters, that other people who come into your MMA gym just want to learn stuff to progress in their life. Yeah,
I think that's great. I can imagine it would be more nerve-wracking cornering someone, because you just want to get in there and help them, and obviously you can't.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we train them as coaches. We give them their training camp, and we give them all the skills they need. And I know when all my guys, when they step into the cage, they're more than capable of winning that fight if they stick to the game plan. So I know I've done my job before. It's just in the back of your head, you know, you want the best for them.
How do you rate? I mean, obviously, I think MMA is growing rapidly in the UK, and I think it's brilliant. And obviously, BAMMA gets a lot of press, but there's a lot of organisations, probably just a little bit underneath BAMMA that are, that are doing well and building fighters up. What do you think to the UK scene?
I think the UK scene did some really, really good shows. I've only fought shows sort of in London. It'd be the first time I travelled up to Birmingham. I fought on one show in Wales earlier in my career. All the shows that I've been on have been excellent, and there's some really good promoters out there who really look after the fighters. The only thing that, the very, very small shows, the ones that do them in clubs and stuff like that, I'm a bit wary of them. That's how I started, but they don't really look after you as a fighter. And there's a lot of stuff that, people fighting at the wrong weight and stuff like that. So them shows I'm a little bit wary of, but, the UCMAs, the BAMMAs, Valley of the Kings, that are shows I've fought on, them shows have always been amazing and treated me good, and all my fighters really, really well. Hopefully we start to sort of earning the same sort of money that boxers earn, as we build up through these shows, because, it's the fastest growing sport. More people are tuning in all the time, so it's only going to grow, and it's better for the fighters coming up now. So, they get a better payday, and it's better for the British fans as well, that the actual best fighters get to meet.
Yeah, I agree. It certainly is. I agree with everything you've just said, and I think as well, if people are able to earn decent money from the sport, it means they're able to put more into the sport, makes them better. It's a circle, isn't it? I mean, do you do this? Are you able to do this full time, or do you? I mean, I know you're doing the gym now as well, or do you have to do stuff away from this to help pay for your day to day living?
I teach. I do private, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I teach private MMA, and I do classes. I run classes. With if I just fought, I wouldn't be able to live. I fight quite regular. I think I've had 4 fights in about 7 months. This will be my 4th fight in 7 months, which is quite a lot. Some guys only fight, twice a year. I always try to get like 4 to 5, even sometimes 6 fights in a year. But even that's not enough to live on. I have to teach as well. But hopefully, once I get to the bigger fights, hopefully that's enough that I can live on. But I think I'll always teach because I really enjoy it. No matter how if I get right to the top, I will always teach because I really enjoy it. Yeah,
it sounds like you are. It sounds like you've got some good guys coming from from underneath you as well. What would you say your goal is within MMA? What if you could put yourself forward 5 years time, where would you like to be, say, in 5 years?
Well, every MMA fighter, we all want to get to the UFC. For me, I want to get to the UFC. I want to have an established academy with loads of young talent coming through. And if we were aiming to get on UFC, but the hard thing with UFC is actually staying on there. A lot of British fighters get on there and then they disappear. I would want to get to UFC and stay there, and get a title shot. That's what we're all aiming for. But I'm taking one step at a time. I set out goals earlier on in my career. My first one was to get to UCMA, which I've done, and then win a title on there. And then my next step was to get on BAMMA. It's funny, I looked in my diary the other day and I had a list of all the things I want to achieve, and BAMMA was how I guessed it should be about now. So, I think it's good to write down your short-term goals and predict where you're going to be. And I believe once you write them down and you visualise, you can get to them.
I think it's brilliant. It just shows if you're willing to put the hard work in, you are going to get the rewards back, and obviously you are, putting the hard work in. I want to ask you as well about your next fight with James Doolan. What weight class is that going to be? Because I'm assuming that's going to be at 135.
Yeah, he's going to be at 135. My last fight was at 135 as well, but earlier this year I did fight at 125. So it literally was after fighting at 125, was getting back in the gym, eat plenty of food, and get that size back on. Because James Doolan's like 5'10", he's quite a tall bantamweight, and I'm a short bantamweight. I'm only like 5'5", so he's got a lot of height on me, so I can pack on a lot more size. So the first thing I've done was put on the size straight after dropping to 125. I'm the heaviest I've ever weighed. I'm walking around at about 68 kilos, and the fight will be at 61.5. So I'm well over the weight, which first time I've ever got up to that weight. But yeah, I just increased my strength and conditioning and really got on the nutrition side.
Are you feeling good at that weight, Spencer?
I find it easy to train. 125. I can make 125, but I feel like I can't eat as much in training. I have to lift less weight because obviously I've got muscle quite easily. But 135, I can really with the strength and conditioning training, really lift heavy and eat a lot more, so I've got more energy in training. So there's pluses on both sides. 125, I'm a bit bigger against the other guys. But 125, I can do a lot more training and lift heavier and eat more, which is more fun in training.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure to talk with you. I mean, when you came on the show before, I know it was a few months ago, I remember because of the time, for whatever reason, I wasn't able to do the interview, so my co-host at the time did it, and I was really disappointed I didn't get to speak to you, because obviously at the time you were one of the up-and-coming guys on the UK scene, so I'm glad I've been able to get you back on and talk with you. I want to wish you luck for the next fight. I know this is a big step up to a bigger promotion, a big step up in competition, so I'm really hoping it's going to go well for you, and it's going to get you to reach whatever that next thing is in your diary after BAMMA. It's going to help you to reach that. But before we let you go, is there anyone you want to shout out? Friends, family, sponsors, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to thank a guy called Lee Pearman who owns Bureaulogical Recruitment. He's sponsored me for most of my fights and sponsored the new gym. He's kitted it all out. I really, really want to thank him. I owe him a lot. My wife to be for putting up with me and all the stress I caused during training camps. The whole of the MMA Mental squad. And all the guys helped me open up the new gym. I appreciate all you guys. Mark Waller Jiu-Jitsu, James Lord, Ross Hewitt, my brother. There's so many people. I've not even missed some people off. And thank you guys for your time today. And I'd like to thank all the MMA fans that support us in what we do with you.
Just to pick up on something there, you said your wife to be. Is there a date for the wedding?
Yeah, I'm getting married in February. I will have this fight. This will be the last fight of this year. Then I'll have a little break, get married in February in the Caribbean in the sunshine, and then I'll be back ready to fight again. See what BAMMA offer me if all goes to plan.
Well, good luck with the fight. Good luck with the wedding, and I really hope that goes well. I think congratulations. And just as well, let people know about your Facebook and Twitter as well.
Oh yeah, you can go and follow me on Hewitt MMA. I'm on there all the time. Tweeting every day. We're talking a lot about upcoming fights in the gym. And Facebook, Spencer Hewitt, I'm on there. So please just follow me, and thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Spencer, and wish you all the luck for the rest of this year and for early next year as well.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and hopefully we speak to you again soon.
Oh, I look forward to it. Speak to you soon, Spencer.
See you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.